89-minute equalizer there as Ghana let that lead sleep. Of course, Ghana is topping Group I in the Africa Cup of Nations or Africa qualifying region for the World Cup. Good morning. It's a beautiful game. My name is Mike Mexicano, and we're taking a look at qualification for the World Cup. Quite a number of things have happened so far, but let's start with Group I. Group I is the final group, like you just saw. Ghana-Chad yesterday played out a 1-1 draw. Well, Ghana are on top with 16 points. Madagascar in second place with 13 points. Mali, 12 points. Comoros with 12 points. Central African Republic with 5 points. And, of course, Chad in that particular match. That's the first point Chad have had in qualification for World Cup after their 7th match. And that was against Ghana. Well, quite shocking when you had Antoine Semenyo and, of course, Mohamed Kudus in that particular squad. I expected a bit more from Ghana. Are you also in that particular squad? There's so much more quality than Chad. They actually let that lead slip. Quite disappointing, yeah? But it's not really a problem. Ghana look like they are well on their way to the World Cup, and that is Group I. Let us take it from lower groups up until the top group. In Group H, of course, you have Tunisia, Namibia, Liberia, Equatorial Guinea, Malawi, Sao Tome, and Principe. Tunisia on top with 19 points. Qualification is virtually almost secured. 7 points ahead of Namibia, who, of course, have one match in hand on Tunisia. So it remains to be seen how all of that will play. But Tunisia look like they are the most likely to get into that particular place. Now, take note. We'll look at this figure, this 12 that you see here. Take note of it. We'll take a look at it because it's quite important when it comes to qualification for Nigeria. Liberia, of course, Equatorial Guinea, Mali, and Sao Tome, of course, wrap up Group H. Now, let's go back to Group C. Group G, pardon me. Algeria, of course, after that win yesterday, 18 points, 6 points above Mozambique, who are 12 points. We'll get to this. This 12 is very, very important. We'll see why it's very important. But they have a game in hand on Algeria. Botswana, Uganda, Guinea, and Somalia wrap up the rest of the group. We're going to just be taking a look at the top two and seeing how they perform here or how they start getting ready for the World Cup. Okay? Now, let's take a look at Group F. All right, let's take a look at Group F. Now we have Gabon, Ivory Coast. Now this is quite the shocking one here. We'd have expected Ivory Coast to be on top. But just like Nigeria too, yeah, oh, no. Nigeria almost passed this one at the moment. I'll let you know why. Gabon, of course, on top with 18 points. The Ivory Coast have one match, so they're going to be playing today. We'll get to see if they win that particular match. They're going to be 19 points, 1 point above Gabon. So it's going to be neck and neck up until the final round of games are played in this particular group. This group is going to be quite an interesting group, so we're going to see how all of that plays out. Kenya, Burundi, of course, with 10 points. Kenya, 6, Gambia, 4, and Seychelles, 0 points. You can't go in there for holiday. They can't even score or actually draw any single match, yeah? Okay, but let's move over to Group E. Now, Group E has Morocco, Tanzania, Zambia, Niger, Congo, and Eritrea. Morocco, of course, on top. They look like they're the ones that are going to go up after 5 matches. Maximum points, 15. This is what you expect from a team that is serious. 15, of course, Tanzania, 9 points. The rest of the group wrapping up Zambia, Niger, Congo, and Eritrea with 0 points. Okay, Eritrea, they are not in the particular region. They are not in qualification, so they are out of there. So it's 0 points for all of that when it comes to Eritrea. Now let's get to Group D, where we have Cape Verde on top, 16 points. Cameroon in second place, 15 points. Libya, 11. Angola, 7. Mauritius and Eswatini to wrap up that particular group. And then this is the one that concerns us. The Bafana of South Africa are on top, 13 points. Rwanda in second position, 8 points. Benin in third position, 8 points. Odogu, Super Eagles, 7 points. Lesotho, 6 points. Zimbabwe, 4 points. If Nigeria is going to qualify for the World Cup, we have to win all our matches and expect that other results go our way. It is no longer in the hands of the Super Eagles. And I'll tell you why it's no longer in the hands of the Super Eagles. Now, first place might already be out of position. Now, we're expecting that South Africa will be deducted 3 points because they fielded an ineligible player in their match against Lesotho. But it so happens that nothing has been said so far. And according to some rules, there is a particular window in which Nigeria should have, or anybody should have laid a complaint, and that window has passed. But irrespective, CAF and FIFA have been totally quiet. They have said nothing. This is some months after that happened. So it's highly unlikely that South Africa will be deducted at 3 points. But even if they are deducted, the 3 points is not coming to Nigeria. It's coming to Lesotho. So you see it now. At 7 points, we have to beat Rwanda in Uyo. We have to beat Rwanda in Uyo and then go to Bloemfontein. I think that should be where we're playing that match in South Africa and beat Bafana. That is the hard one. But before we get to that one, let's start with Uyo because Rwanda did their own. It was a draw. Could not even beat themselves. Okay, no, I think we beat Rwanda, yeah. But then we have to beat them also here while we're here and then expect to go to Bloemfontein in South Africa and beat Bafana. That is the hard one. If we don't beat Bafana in that match, we could as well forget about it. Normally by now, I would say forget about it. But hey, come on, there's still a chance. And that chance is qualifying as second place. Now, this is where the challenge is, right? Now, I mentioned I should take note of second place, right? And take a look at what's happening now. After all teams have qualified, now one team or 4 teams here will get to play a playoff to get one team that will go and do another playoff with another continent to get a team that will qualify for the World Cup. So it is even harder. If we don't qualify as the top, which we are most likely not going to qualify as, Nigeria would have to play about 4 to 5 matches. I don't get the exact number now. After others are resting. Another extra 4 matches if we want to qualify as second place. But this is the challenge. In second place, in the rankings of team in the second place, we're not even yet in second place, and we have 7 points. But look at it here. Ivory Coast are the top second place team with 16 points. Cameroon are the second place team with 15 points. Madagascar are the third second place team with 13 points, and Senegal 12. See, all the second place teams have more than the points Nigeria have at the moment. So that's going to be very hard. So that means that for us to even get into the second place, we're thinking of a minimum of 12 points. These guys have 4 more matches. So a minimum of 12 points. That means that we have to even win 2 to 3 matches for us to even have the chance to get in via second place. It is very hard. It's going to be very hard. Most likely, the Super Eagles will not be at the World Cup in Canada, USA, and Mexico. I'll take more time with my guys to talk about this tomorrow on the beautiful game, 11 a.m. Make sure you tune in, and of course, maybe on our YouTube channel also, we'll break it down a little bit more. And it's not about wishing the country bad, you know. It's about maybe being realistic at this particular point in time. Second place is the best option we have, but even at that, it's going to be very, very hard. That's it on the beautiful game for this Friday morning. We'll take a time out now. Stay with us. The second lap is coming right up after this timeout.